Hey, what's up, everybody? Man, my stomach is growling. I don't even know why. That's not it's not common for me. But oh, okay. Anyways, good morning to everybody. Hopefully you feeling good today. Hopefully you catching some of these discounts out here. And ready to make some money. I tell you, every time I talk about this, y'all should start to see it. But these people be flip flopping. Like, I mean, from one extreme, not just moderate, because I understand the market was the market's kind of, be honest, market is still down, to be honest, a little bit, but it's a little recovery. But people really be flip flopping. Why is this thing? It's never all the way on screen. I don't know why it does this. Is that it now? Yeah. But anyway, got a couple of things to talk about today. Um, not a lot. I think more so because I wasn't even. I mean, I looked at the news and stuff, but I'm really just trying to focus on what's going on, because as I've been saying, a lot of these projects they've been so scared to launch, which, like I said, I kind of understand, but people gonna do what they do regardless. I think a lot of people, they don't want to launch because they're like, all right, when we launch the vested tokens or whatever. What am I saying? Vested tokens or whatever people got in pre and private sales and all that stuff. They're like, oh, they're going, if it's bearish, they're gonna dump them. Man, they're gonna dump them regardless. It don't matter if we're at a bullish or bearish time. I mean, it kind of matters, but I'm a little annoyed. That's all I can say. I'm really annoyed. I wish a lot of these projects would just go ahead and launch. Um, and some of them are, and as y'all starting to see, I've been saying this for like the last couple of months. Like, people are set on certain bags now, or really in the past, that they were like, oh, this is gonna be the best of the cycle or whatever, because they don't know all the stuff that's coming out. And like I said, my list of cryptos is long already, but my list of stuff that's still to come out is still long. It's so it's just, you gotta study the space. And I see, as I keep saying, a lot of people preaching the stuff I've been saying forever and ever, talking about oversaturation. I saw three people like write articles about it, like it was some super alpha or whatever. I was like, well, you was watching my channel. I was saying this back in January or February, but people are like, wow, this article is so deep and so alpha filled. I was like, if y'all would think for yourselves, I mean, I've been saying this forever. But anyway, sometimes I feel like I say stuff too early, so by the time it starts taking effect or people start to realize they've forgotten I've said it. But anyway, uh, some of these projects looking like they're going to launch, and that's why I've been trying to track and listening to some of these Twitter spaces. I ain't gonna lie, some of these spaces they be doing be boring, um, but just trying to find information. Sometimes you sit through an hour and get one nugget of information. Anyways, um, I'm just talking now. But anyway, Bitcoin back below 65. It's hovering in this range or whatever. Which, I mean, we've already talked about this. I mean, y'all know what it is. I don't really care what Bitcoin's doing in the short term, like, at all. Um, I thought they'd been sold this. This is crazy. If this is the same case I'm thinking about, I was just reading this before the stream came up, so I'm just going to get out of the way. But it was yeah, it's the film prophecy. I thought they had another name, from the operators of. Yeah, this is the same people. But anyway, there was these people who were pirating films long ago. Like, I mean, do people even do that anymore? I mean, streaming's take. I guess that's why they try to do streaming, because they were trying to stop people from pirating and just whatever. But these people were pirating films back in like 2013 and before, whatever, and they were like, um, a lot of this stuff was in. They bought Bitcoin with the money that they were stealing, raised, whatever crap you want to call it. Anyway, the German federal criminal police, they seized this like 3 or 4 months ago, I thought, or probably longer than that. But anyway, I guess they just now sold it or whatever. So people saying that's some of the reason for the drop yesterday. It's a number of things or whatever, but I guess they sold the Bitcoin, um, whatever, because all they care about is money. So anyway, I'll probably look into that story later. I was gonna save this for later, but this is the biggest story of the day. Is it? Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's not a story to me. But anyway, I saw it last night. I was gonna put it in the group, but I by the time I thought to do it, I was I was stuck in the spaces. But anyway, SEC permanently suspends investigation into Ethereum, which I keep telling y'all. This is like the same thing as how they dropped the script. Like, in order for you to do one thing, you have to do something before. Like, I don't know, before the protagonist goes to break the people out of the jail, they got to go get some tools or weapons to do it or whatever. And so we already saw this. I mean, none of this stuff really surprises me. It shouldn't surprise you guys at all. I see some people like shocked. I'm like, why are you? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's nothing to be shocked about though. But like I said, I mean, if they approve the Ethereum ETFs, they got to make way for it so it doesn't have any negative negative energy or sentiment around it. So got to free up Ethereum, whatever, so the ETFs could go live or whatever. It's nothing, man. We saw this coming. And I've been saying this to you guys for months too. One thing a lot of people still can't grasp for some reason, and if you just know, like Gary Gensler taught crypto blockchain, MIT. He's wrote books, papers, and all this stuff. Gary loves crypto. But this is going over so many people's head. I think it should be going over people's head that's outside of crypto, that's retail investors that don't know. But if you know crypto, especially if you've been watching my channel, as I keep saying, please understand that Gary don't mean not a single word he be saying. He's just a puppet. He's a puppet pawn. He says what they want him to say, and I know people hate him as the mouthpiece of the person that's saying the words. But that's the same thing I say even with politics, how to get citizens to fight amongst each other. What is about pro-choice, pro-life, weapon control, racism, whatever. They're gonna cause you to fight the people that's not really working against you or whatever. Gary's just a mouthpiece. He's a puppet. But anyway, we saw this coming. I mean, it's big news, but I mean, it's not big news to me. I don't know, but whatever. I understand. Closing their investigation and calling an investigation as funny as it is. But anyway, moving on to the next thing. Safer. I don't know if you guys know Safer, but whatever. He said, update. I believe this is the filing from Bitwise. Bitwise Invested. This is the first of the amended Ethereum ETF S1s. This will contain the changes from the SEC's first round of comments. Unknown if more rounds will be needed. So this is what I was saying with they approved the 19Bs, but the S1s, they still got to prove those. So they send out notes and saying, okay, you got to change this in it, take this out. Like I said, one of the main things they took out was the of the overall ETFs is the staking or whatever. So they're going to send their notes saying, hey, you got to change this, take this out. We're not going to do this. So this is the start of seeing some of the amendments or whatever. And, people saying target dates they think when it's going to get approved. I'm not really going to get into that whole conversation because I'm not really looking at just the Ethereum, the ETF S1s. I'm looking at the overall picture of how I feel the market is going to move, not just based on one thing, but whatever. This is, I guess, sort of bullish news. Do I want to talk about this one? I'll skip that one. Adriano says spot ETFs are to launch soon. ETF is officially a commodity. The SEC has officially capitulated. ETH is finally scaling via layer 2s. Coinbase is championing ETH and its own layer 2. BlackRock is all in with Build and the Ethereum ETF. And soon with tokenization products on ETH, Larry will be shilling the crap out of ETH when the ETF launches. BTC regulatory moat is officially dead, and Ethereum's ETF inflow should top BTC's. If that happens, it will make headlines and everyone will be talking about ETH. I've been in the market since 2017, and this is the best setup I've ever seen. ETH at $3,500 at this point is absolutely insane. So yeah, that's what a lot of people are talking about across crypto Twitter. Like, ETH is slow and expensive and all that kind of stuff, but it would seem like everybody would stay away. But trust me, like, especially once this goes live, a lot of the the ETH tokens will run. I just thought of something I want to say. I'll say it later. But a lot of the Ethereum stuff, probably is going to run. Whether you want to pay the gas fees or not, somebody doesn't care. There's somebody out there that doesn't care. But yeah, this is one of the most bullish things for ETH. I mean, it's got nowhere near. What was the? I remember 4,400. I can't remember what the top was, but I remember 4,400 ETH. But it hasn't been anywhere near there for a long time. But this could definitely push it over. Not could. I think it's definitely going to push it over. 4,400 is going to push it over. I know a lot of people talking about where they think the top of ETH is going to be. I don't know. My speculations could be wrong. I was just really just seeing almost a 3x. I was saying 8,500, but to be honest, it could go past that. I see a lot of people saying 12,000. I saw some people say 16,000, but I don't know. All I know is it's going to bring money in the market, and it probably is going to push us into a little alt run. Once again, I have to keep reiterating, not alt season that y'all hear about when stuff goes, everything is going like 20, 30x in one day. That's much later. But we could, but we can see a little alt run or whatever. I mean, who's to say when these things will go live? Yeah, it's not a lot today, so it's pretty much just. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't look into this one. I got to look into this one later. But everybody's been posting it, and I, try not to go with everybody's posting because it could be wrong. But apparently, actually, the thing is, I've seen two different pictures, so it'd be different if one picture was circulating. But I saw two different pictures. But it says a digital billboard accusing the world's largest stablecoin Tether of corruption is being featured in Times Square. I got to look more into this later. I guess I kind of shouldn't be talking about it, but I mean, I don't know, man. That's why I was saying when you guys were asking me about taking profits, I was saying probably be more so being USDC. Yeah, that's a USDC. More so just because the problems that they've been trying to give Tether even before this type of stuff. And yeah, like people saying, yeah, you can freeze these things or whatever, but I mean they can do same with your bank accounts or whatever. But the states is a little bit more friendly with USDC, which is why I said that. And I mean we got to see how this stuff plays out over time because then they just just launched what was it, the gold back stable coin? Some of this news don't impress me, so sometimes I forget it, but whatever. It's not that big of news. Maybe I'll say that till later. But one of the things I do want to talk about, actually, we almost done here. This is gonna be a short stream though. If y'all don't have any comments, questions, and concerns, but so this is something I said, and a lot of people, I guess, don't agree with me. I mean, I'm fine with that. People don't have to agree with everything that you do. I keep saying that you don't have to make money on every single thing. For one, like I keep saying, that's FOMO too. If you feel like you got to hold every single token out there, every narrative, everything that's running or whatever. I told people the reason I don't hold any of these Trump meme coins is because, and I see a lot of people shilling them, including this one here, because they. Hold on, let me start over. So what I said is I don't hold a lot of these Trump meme tokens because a lot of people use them because they know the election's coming up and they know it's easy. And Trump keeps talking about crypto and people like every Trump token, they're like when he talks about crypto, then the token's gonna pump. But it's like 18 billion of them. A lot of people are taking advantage of the Trump narrative, and this token is not the only one. The problem with a lot of people, I mean, I guess we all kind of do it. I don't do it as much. Almost, I don't think I almost do it at all. But the problem with some people is they don't really know how to find the information on stuff, especially when you talk about utility tokens and crypto. And then they run in channels. They're running crypto YouTube channels. They're running YouTube. Crypto Twitter accounts or whatever. But they always got to wait to see what everybody else is doing. And so you'll see a lot of people like they'll see some people talking about a meme coin on Twitter or whatever. And listen, I'm just say what it is. A lot of people heard me say what I say, like, hey, I've been following people on Twitter, blah, blah. And you got some of these idiots that go try to do the same thing. But you can't just You just can't start collecting people on Twitter this cycle and thinking that's going to work for you. I've been doing this for years now, and I see people trying to do the same thing. So they go and like search out Twitter accounts, and they're like, "All right, a whole bunch of Twitter people on Twitter talking about this token or whatever." So they start shilling them to their group, and I know about four of them going around. Okay, let me say this first. A lot of meme tokens, any meme token, really, even for me, it's actually any crypto. You don't know how it's going to play out, but especially with meme tokens or whatever. And sometimes we'll jump on metas or whatever, and stuff can sink, but whatever. But I see people like shilling like four tokens, and I know all these are done by scammers, but they feel like, oh, I found people talking about this on Twitter, therefore it must be going to pump, it's going to go crazy. And so without doing much research, just because they see people talking about it on Twitter, they start shilling them to their groups or whatever. And this was one of the tokens. And so the DJT token or whatever, and people were saying, everybody was saying it's not connected to Donald Trump, it's a fake token. Other people were saying it was, and you had people like betting money whether it was real or not and stuff. And I saw like a lot of groups shilling it today. People like, oh, this is gonna go crazy because of Donald Trump or whatever. And once again, the whole pretending they got alpha thing or whatever. But the token was been fake all along. I let people find out on their own sometimes. But anyway, you got how you say his name? Martin Shkreli or whatever, which is I just see his name. But he's a piece of trash. Let's just put it that way. And if you've been in the space a while, you already know this or whatever. And so he goes ahead and he admits that he's the one that made up the token or whatever. And I don't even think Trump likes this dude or whatever. But he admits that he made up the token because you had people putting out bounties saying like, we'll give how much ever money to if you can find out who created the token or whatever. But that's why I say I'm not saying I'm the all knowing and one source of information, whatever. But you got a lot. I keep saying you got a lot of people who are pretending that they know what's going on in the crypto and they're getting people wrecked or whatever. Once again, I put out, even myself, put out some memes. Well, I think that's just because we were where we are in the market. Put out some tokens that's went down a little bit, but at least I know like the communities that behind them and all that kind of stuff. What I still feel like some of the stuff's gonna come, is gonna come back. We just in the market's bearish right now. But it's a difference between getting it in a token, whether it be utility and a meme token that could potentially go down with the market versus getting into something that's already set up to be a rug pull and a liquidity farm. And I keep saying like between meme tokens and these real plays, people are just making stuff to liquidity farm. Ah, dang, what was that one token? This was a utility play. I was supposed to tell y'all about it. Damn, I forgot. My bad. I've been so busy this morning. I don't even know if let me look and see if I put it somewhere in my notes. Hmm. I'm gonna have to come back. I don't know, but anyway. Oh yeah. So what happened was you got all when we were really bearish and the market was going down. You got all these people arguing on Twitter or whatever, and I think the person is pretty decent. But anyway, they called out the game once again. Stuff I've been telling y'all for months is probably boring because nobody else is talking about it. But they were accusing people of using older projects that already had their tokens all the way out. All their tokens on the market already vested out. They call out the person for repumping these tokens or whatever, just liquidity farming, but making people think that these tokens are long hold, a long term hold for the cycle or whatever. And like I said, I'm not trying to say I'm the only source of information, but a lot of times I can point this stuff out or whatever. Like if it's a token that's already out in the market, all the tokens are vested out, especially if it's a actual. And let me say this: some of these plays are actual plays or whatever, um, and they actually have built something or whatever along with the projects that are fake. Like I see this one, not AI, not AI, but yeah, I'm gonna say it. One of these DPN GPU plays. I've been saying, hey man, it's just some crap that they made up to farm liquidity. And sometimes y'all keep asking me about it. And now you see if you read in between the lines and you know the space well enough, you see the people that are pump and dump shillers now starting to shill the project because that because it's a fake project, there's no VCs or nothing to push it except influencers or whatever. So it hasn't been running. It dumped a whole bunch, and now they desperate now. So they trying to get the real those real scammy pump and dump YouTubers to start pushing it or whatever, and trying to pump it up. But like I said, sometimes you just gotta have patience. Get into quality projects that you know is gonna pump later or whatever, and stop getting into some of this crap. Anyway, I don't want to be redundant. I know I talk about that a lot, but I feel like I got to talk about it. I got to keep talking about it because people either forget about it or get caught up. But anyway, the whole Donald Trump's not connected to the token, and you got a bunch of people shilling it. And when the news came out, the token started dumping. Here's the crazy part: is you got crazy people in the space as you do in crypto because it's gambling. They still can probably try to jump in it, but it's stupid. Like you can make money other places if you just have patience and find good tokens or whatever. Um, what is this? I'm not gonna talk about that one. But anyways, I got a couple of things I might talk about, but I'm gonna come back to those. But what I will say is I also saw this on Twitter. I don't even want to say what coin token it is, but some of y'all probably saw it because some of y'all are on Twitter. But this is what I said, and a lot of people said I was crazy for even making a thumbnail yesterday. The whole never scared thing. It was like, sometimes I saw people saying, yeah, some people are saying they're still bullies, but sometimes you got to have common sense and blah 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 and all this crap. I don't give a crap about. But like I said, my outlook is long term. I'm not a day trader. I'm not trading in and out of tokens every day. And so you had somebody just this morning. It only takes 24 hours, y'all. This is what I be trying to warn y'all about. And to be honest, I've done this in the past myself too. So when I teach y'all the stuff, I'm talking about from experience where this guy was on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And he was the token. I'm not bullish on the token, but he got out of it yesterday because people get so bearish when the market goes down. And that's one thing I can do on this channel and in my group is protect you guys from wanting to sell at the wrong time just because the market might be going down. And so he was in this token or whatever. Once again, I'm not really bullish on the token. That's one reason I want to mention it. But on Twitter, he had this video today. I've done this myself, y'all. So even though I'm not a cursor, but he was just repeating F, F, F. And he was just pissed off because he sold it yesterday. And the thing is why I keep telling y'all, like, think long term. Number one, don't think you're going to be able to time the bottom. And see what happens when the market starts falling. People say it's going to keep falling and I'm going to buy it back cheaper. Or they just get bearish and they're like, I don't want to be in crypto anymore. And you start getting scared. So anyway, he sold a token. And it wasn't a lot, but I guess I keep saying that 20 and 50% don't even impress me when it goes up or whatever. But anyway, I guess he sold like last night. And I don't even think it was morning time before the token went up like 30% or whatever. So he was like pissed off this morning that he sold it or whatever. Um, like I keep saying, I understand that you're gonna feel like yesterday, this week, yesterday, even today, some stuff is still down. And you're gonna feel like, man, I want to sell this, man. It's sinking and blah blah blah. But it's always you see people talking about it. The moment you think about selling it is the moment it does a price surge or whatever. So just realize that as I keep saying every day, your initial buys are probably not going to be the best of the best price, but hopefully you catch one of your DCAs on the bottom or whatever, and don't be like this guy. Because to be honest, a lot of people, I mean, it's just like watching a movie. When you see the protagonist like get hit or something by a car or whatever, it's funny when it's not you, and it's funny when it's a movie. But to be honest, I couldn't even share it. I couldn't even laugh at it because I know it's pain. I've been there before, and that's why I learned to just like, hey, you might see some stuff bleeding, but it's just like hold on to it because at the end of the day, you're gonna have less of the token. When the price goes back up. So just try to DCA it. If you don't have any dry powder, I know that hurts the most and it sucks the most, but just be chill. Like, hey, I just, hopefully I get some dry powder soon to buy some because I'm an empath too. So I felt dude's pain. So I couldn't really laugh at it. Like other people was, everybody else was sharing it as like comedy or whatever, but it really wasn't comedy to me. But hopefully he learns from this. Like, just do your research, find good tokens and just hold on. What else I was gonna say about that? Maybe I'll come back to it. But yeah, so even with this Ethereum saying they're no longer investing ETH anymore, like we already knew that was coming. Like it's just one of those weak plot points. As I keep telling you, it's all scripted. So it's like one of those weak plot points that they just throw in there. Because here's the thing. I know they've been playing these mind games longer than I've been alive, but I don't know. I guess maybe because I'm not a gambler and the type of person FOMO, maybe it's going to work on other people. But I was like, if y'all keep playing these games too much, y'all really going to scare people completely out of the market. But what happened is they realized that people were too afraid. The market sentiment was much worse than they thought, along with other stuff that I've been saying, like oversaturation, too many projects. It's hard to lift up certain tokens because it's too many of them. But they're starting to realize, like, all right, maybe we went too far. So every time they feel like they went too far, stuff that they already know they're going to do. They throw out news like this. I see people celebrating, yeah, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't. It's whatever. But they throw out news like this, like, oh, we're no longer the SEC is no longer investigating Ethereum, so therefore, you guys should be bullish. I've never really changed. Maybe this helps other people, but this is the little games they play. Like I said, all the little plot points they throw in there, along with a lot of stuff that's coming up. But they're lining up for a lot of stuff that's coming up. What's this nice note? All right, this is gonna be real controversial. Something I kind of talked about before. It's gonna be kind of controversial. So, for one, in my group, I mean, I'm a DGen. I'm a DGen. I got my blue chips already. Like I said, my Solanas and all that kind of stuff. And then we have some. We have some. I do a lot of mid risk plays. A couple of low risk, not many. I'm a DGen, so I got a lot of mid risk plays or whatever, and most of them are DGen plays. But as I've said to you before, I see a lot of people saying they keep saying it different ways, and the people. I just feel like when people are watching certain people, when y'all were watching certain people, you actually, probably maybe you do it with me too. You have a notepad and you're making notes and you're taking this stuff to heart. As EA was on the stream yesterday, and we were talking about this. You got to know when certain people are playing games. And I see people saying the same thing, like, this is the time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Let me say this first. This is straight game borderline manipulation. And hopefully you hit this the right way. So you see people saying now, in this time in the market, guys, I'm being them right now. I'm saying how they would say it. In this time in the market, uh, you shouldn't be looking for, high risk stuff with tremendous upside. You shouldn't be looking for stuff that's going 20, 30, 50x or whatever. You should be looking at stuff that's low risk. That's I'm trying to think of all the other terms. Low risk. You know what I'm trying to say. More assured projects, bigger projects, whatever. You should be putting your money into those. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. It sounds very genuine. It sounds like very good advice. I'm not saying it's bad advice, but it's also game because, like I keep saying, these people have big money, um, bigger money than me. So when they are trying to convince people and they know they have influence and they're trying to convince you to put your money into bigger projects, once again, if you only have a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 portfolio, a lot of these plays are not going to help you make life changing wealth. And so when they give you this information, it sounds like very genuine and sincere advice. But what they're really doing is they're saying, I got a lot of money. I can't pump my bags right now with these low risk plays. I need for you to put your little bit of money into my 800 million, $2 billion market cap tokens and lift my, like I said, they're throwing $500,000 in there or $1 million. Let's say use $500,000. They're throwing $500,000 in there. And, a 10% pump for you, if you put $200 in there, you only made $20. Once again, I know people like to throw around, well, percentage is percentage. That is true, right? But you want more return than that. So anyway, what they try to do is say, "Oh, put your money in this $2 billion pay." I got some plays at $2 billion too, or whatever. But anyway, let me get back to the story. So they put 500 grand in there. They make 10%. They made $50,000. Trust and believe all the DGen stuff and stuff that I'm telling you guys about, and some of the stuff that you probably that you didn't even get from me. They know about all these plays, but they're waiting till later. But what they do is they farm liquidity for the higher cap stuff. Number one, because they're more well known. Most of them probably are already on easy to reach exchanges like Coinbase or whatever. So they know if they mention it that any and everybody can put money into this. They make a quick 10%. That same 50 grand that they just made, for one, also realize that they're probably pulling after they make their 10%, they're probably pulling out their whole 550,000 anyway. They're going to put the 500,000 again back into another play like that. But that $50,000 that they made off that 10%, there's only 10%. Once again, for you, that's only $20, and maybe $200 if you put 2,000 in. But they taking that $50,000 and that's in the same plays that we're sitting in, the same DGen plays. They know about all of them. That's what they're using that $50,000 for. And they just keep running the game back every time they come on their channels or their Twitter pages and say, hey, look at this thing that's 500 million market cap or 5 billion market cap. It's a great play, blah, 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 la, 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 whatever. And so they make another 10% there with that same $500,000. Take that $50,000, put it back into a DGen play. Mind you, because they're not talking about these DGen plays, they can slowly DCA into these same plays. So they know what's going on. I wish I would have made this. I wish I would have done the math on this. I'm gonna do this rough on stream. I probably wouldn't recommend doing this, but let me see if I can. I don't have anything pulled up. I'm trying to see if I can create the picture. So let's see how this works. Let me pull out my calculator to help me out. So I'm a DGen. I've done this before. Like I said, I have some low risk plays. My bigger caps, what other people would do is like they would do large caps. I do like mid risk. A lot of mid risk plays are like my bigger caps or whatever. And the thing is, like I said, you only have to win on a few of them. But I'm trying to make sure all mines are winners or whatever. That's how we're trying to play it. But anyway, so you'll see somebody. I see a lot of groups doing this, and they be getting excited for whatever dumb reason. Maybe they don't understand math, but whatever. Let's start with $1,000. Let's see. I'm doing this off the cuff, y'all. I did not plan this, so let me see. So you get $1,000. Okay, well, first let's talk about the play you get in. Let's say you get in a play that's let's just call it a larger market cap. And people are like, hey, you shouldn't be degening and stuff like this. You should get in secure plays and low risk plays, blah, 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 blah. Stuff that everybody knows, all that kind of stuff. Right. So it's a more well-known play. We'll say that's a bigger market cap. And they say, hey, why you guys over there? They sound sincere, y'all. So I'm trying to do it like them. They sound real sincere. Hey, why you guys are over there in DGen plays and all this stuff, and you're trying to chase 100x, your altcoins are bleeding out and you're losing money, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, once again, they're going to be in these same DGen plays. They just don't want you to get in there early. So what they tell you to do is get in a larger market cap. They say, see, if you put your $1,000 in this more well-known play, you could have made 30% here. Okay, cool. Let's do that 30%. Let's do that. So we're going to say $1,000 that you put your money into, and you made your 30%. Now you're at $1,300. You feeling pretty good about this, mind you. So let's say this too. Let's say this larger cap play. Let's say we playing in the larger cap game, right? That's what we're doing. We're messing with more well-known projects. So we do it with one. We make 30% there. I don't think I've ever done this on the channel. So you made 30%. That sounds good. Some of you guys, you like 30%. Maybe you came from stocks or whatever. So we take this $1,300. They run the game back again. Hey man, look at this well-known play over here. It's a great play. Blah 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 blah. Hey, stop doing that DGen stuff. Stop chasing the 100,000x. It sounds like genuine advice, right? Because yeah, you can get wrecked trying to chase 1,000x. But let's keep playing the game. So once again, they show you a token that they've put $800,000 in. Mind you, you don't know this. You just put your 1,000 in there. But cool, you playing the game with them, right? So they tell you another play. I'm even help them out here. Let's say we put our $1,300 in there and it goes 60%, right? It goes 60%. So now you're at 200, not 200, you're at $2,080. All right. And so you had $2,080 from going off. Let's just do two plays because I can't keep the game going. If I would have written out before, I could have did this longer, right? So, but let's say because these are larger market cap plays, let's say if we're starting from here, they're saying, hey guys, this could do a 20x. This could do a 20x from here, whatever. So let's just say after that, you got your $2,000 times 80, right? And you got your $2,080 and you times 20, I'm doing this off the cuff. I can't believe I'm doing this. But let's say at the end of the cycle, these bigger 20, caps, they do a 20x, whatever. Now you at $41,600. Let me see if I put this in my notes. Once again, I can't believe I'm doing this without pre-planning this. But anyway, so let's go back and take that $1,000 again, right? You put $1,000 in something, right? Let's say it bleeds. Let's say it bleeds. Let's say it bleeds 40%. I'm doing this math. I can't believe I'm doing this. Let's say it bleeds 40%, right? It goes down. It goes down. Your $1,000 goes down to $600, and so you got crazy Zoe over here. It's like, hey, it dropped 40%, right? But I was still DCA, and let's say you don't even have a lot of money DCA in, and let's say you put another $100 in after it's already bled out. It sounds crazy, right? And so you put $100 in there plus 600. I can't believe I'm doing this off the cuff. Now you at $700, but it's bled 40%. Now that you get back to your let's say it goes back up to 40% that it dropped, right? And we gain our 40% back. Let's see here. What is my, hold on, let me wipe my screen though. All right. So now we get our 40% back, goes up 40%. Now we're at 980 or whatever. Let's say it bleeds again, right? Let's say it bleeds 20%, right? Now we're at 784. But because it's a low cap pay, the market gets bullish again or whatever, and it goes ahead and it does a 2x, right? Which is mostly how this stuff works. I'm doing this kind of from experience. So now we at 1568, right? Now we're still not at this this 2080 that they were at, right? But the thing is, because it's a lower cap, right? Because it's a lower cap, and when we do the research, we do all this research and whatever, and we make sure the back is good, the influencer is going to push all this kind of stuff. We're not even going to push it that high. They did a 20x on their larger cap. We're not even going to say 100x, 50x. We're not going to say none of that. So now we're at 1568, $1,568 times just 30, just 30, just a little bit more than their 20x, and we're at $47,000. That's just showing I didn't plan the math beforehand, but just with that little bit of math, you already made, $6,000, $6,000 more dollars or whatever. But of course, it's going to be much more than that. But hopefully, that just gives you a picture how when you guys be getting nervous about seeing altcoins bleed or DGen plays bleed and stuff, the recovery is going to be much more than that. I'm just giving you, that was the most conservative version of that I could have gave you or whatever. Mind you, like I said, I just did that math at the last minute. I didn't even plan to do that. But not only can you make more with these DGen plays, which people know, and like I said, once you know, you find the good ones, you can make more money with the DGen plays. The people that right now in the cycle, they're trying to shield you the bigger stuff, they're only trying to pump their bags and farm liquidity. They also know about these plays. They're going to be, and some of the people that saying it, I was like, I know you know about this play. I know you know about it because I know you invested in it. Like, so that's another, I don't even think I even say that in my group stuff. And I try not to talk about that stuff. Like, usually, even when I'm finding plays, I might put some information about it, like what the project is, whatever. But trust and believe, I know about 3 or 4 people that also invested in them. And when I'm usually watching them on Twitter, and to be honest, a lot of these people don't even have YouTube channels either. But a lot of them are on Twitter, and I'll just watch how they talk. And it's kind of like when I tell you this stuff is scripted. When you know the script, I'm just watching the script play out. And so I'm watching these people. I was like, I know for a fact, like I'm saying, I know 100% that these people invested in this project or whatever project it may be. And I'll just look how they talk like over the cycle. I've been like, some of them I've been watching for the last 3 months. They don't mention the project. Some of them are smart enough. They don't even follow the projects. They don't follow the projects. They don't talk about them. And they're speaking this whole different language right now. They like talking completely different. They only thing they talking about is, Bitcoin, Ethereum, render. You might get an Akash here and there. You might get a near, maybe they talk about some, but they're not talking about anything that's under that's under like 500 million or whatever. But the thing is, they're collecting as these DGen plays are like dipping. When you're getting scared, they're collecting them or whatever. So trust believe. Hopefully, I explained that well enough, y'all understand. That just wasn't a ramble. But when you feel like you're losing, that's why you just DCing as they bleed. I'm just steady DCing and collecting more of those because trying to collect another thing when you're trying to collect these bigger caps, you don't realize most of y'all don't realize when they're just trying to farm a quick 10% and get out. And so by the time it dumps, let's say if you did put $1,000 in there and they were only farming 10%, you probably didn't even get your full 10% because they dumped it before they got that 10% and you were still holding it, not realizing it was going to dump. And so you don't even get a full 10%. Maybe you get, maybe you get 7% or whatever. So you only made $70. So you only got 7%. Versus if you would have got something that dipped when it was a DGen play or whatever, you would have got more of that token, which would give you more upside. Oh, that's a lot of words. Did y'all understand? Please tell me in the comments. Or was that just a lot of words and it didn't make any sense? Hopefully it made sense. And once again, the math was a little rough because I didn't plan that. I was just trying to do it on the fly because I just see it as it's a game. A lot of people are playing on Twitter and even YouTube too. And a lot of people are taking this advice at like face value as that the person is really trying to help them, but they really just playing games. Everybody right now is farming liquidity out of people. A lot of people are realizing that the meme coin game caught them off guard and some stuff is not running when they thought it would. So what are they going to do? They're going to go and find up made up projects or old projects. They're going to get together and pump those to farm liquidity and then have y'all thinking it's a long-term play that they're going to hold for the whole cycle. And that's not what's going on at all. Anyway, hopefully that made sense. All of that was a completely unplanned rant. So anyway, I hope it makes sense. And I got a couple other things over here. Boy, we have 41 minutes. I'm gonna probably skip those and maybe I'll come back to them. But let me see your comments and questions. Let me move this window out the way. Sai, my guy, you come on this channel a lot and you still haven't joined the Patreon. You be want me to answer all this stuff? Have you joined the Patreon? I don't think you have. Have you? I don't think you have. God, I don't. I, you gotta join the Patreon. It'd be different if you was new, but you've been literally coming on the channel for 6 months now, if not 7 months, and you just keep asking me for stuff. Got to join the Patreon if you want that type of information. As he said, good morning. So good morning. As he said, it's too early to see green. I have early green phobia, especially if I don't have dropout or left. I mean, we'll still get some opportunities and stuff. And like I said, I mean, still a lot of stuff that's still going to launch. And be honest, some of the stuff we're in. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. What was I saying? Yeah, we still got time. I mean, a lot of stuff is still at good prices. And one thing I keep reiterating on the channel too, like I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, man, the difference between $1 and $4 right now might mean, it might be a difference, but once the market starts running, some of these prices you won't even remember. So we in good ranges on a lot of projects right now to be buying. So it's all right. Hopefully you get some dropout soon. Elorm said, good morning. As I said, what is your opinion on the next 3 to 6 weeks, 20% down in 3 weeks, then flat for 3 weeks? What's funny? I remember when I was predicting how June was going to be. I know y'all got tired of me pulling out my calendar because I was fumbling through those bits, but I was trying to create the visual of what June was going to look like. But I don't think y'all are annoyed by it now. But now you got me doing it again. What you said, 3 to 6 weeks? Oh, you said 3 to 6 weeks. I don't know what I thought I read. 3 to 6 weeks. 3 to 6 weeks. 3 to 6 weeks by now. Hopefully we should be having some movement. Three is we're at 19. Wait. Yeah, we should have some movement. We should have some I can't say a run, but we should definitely have some movement 3 to 6 weeks. You said 20% down in 3 weeks, then flat for 3 weeks. Now I think we should get some up movements in around 3 to 6 weeks. We should have some up movements. Blackmore fan said, do you think they're waiting to launch until the market is running? Are you talking about the Ethereum ETF or some of the projects? The Ethereum ETF. I mean, that's what's going. I mean, the S1's being approved. That's going to cause the market to run. I think. Oh, but I think you're talking about projects. Yeah, that's what's going on. It's annoying the crap out of me. Like a lot of these projects that came out. Can I even call them come out? Because, like I said, a lot of them are made up. But I wasn't. A lot of them I wasn't even expecting. And be honest, not too many. I'm not too interested in a lot of them because I know some of the other stuff that's coming out. But yeah, they just waiting for the market to be. They're waiting for the market to be more bullish. But it also makes me think like make me think like, are they going to change their vesting schedules? Because I know some of these projects, it's hard to find the vesting schedules on some of them, but some of them you can. And a lot of people are talking about them too. I'm like, well, that's going to mess up the people who invested in the project early or whatever, because now y'all keep pushing back the launch date. Like I know for a fact, three projects that were supposed to two were supposed to launch in February. We're in June now. We about to be in July, and one of them was supposed to launch in January. And all between all three of those projects, I think they were talking about launching in August. That's an 8 month different. 8 months different is that's a lot. Um, and which is also that's the other question people have. What how long do these people think the cycle is going to be? I already gave you my take on it. I think they're going to try to drag it out to normal because we were going too fast, especially when the Bitcoin ETFs came. We were going way too fast. So I feel like they were trying to slow it down, and that's why Gary had to still be on his stupid stuff. And they were the crazy thing is they were running the same game over and over. Oh, we're suing Coinbase for having securities on exchange. Now we're suing Kraken for having securities on exchange. Now we're suing this. It was the same securities thing over and over and over. And it's crazy that people can't see the playbook. Whether you want to call it playbook or a script, it's like it's too much in front of your face. It's like, all right, you running back to you're not even coming with new tactics or new tricks. Like y'all just running the same thing. Anyway, all that came from you asking. Yeah, I think they're waiting for more bullish times, and I have two in particular that's really pissed me off. To be honest, I'm just being honest that I wanted to launch earlier, because then I could have had some downtime in the market, and I could have been collecting them more. But they're getting on my last nerve. But it is what it is, man. Crypto World said the Tether billboard just seems like FUD to keep people in the banking system or a catalyst for the government to start their own stable coins. Wouldn't be surprised if JP Morgan paid for it himself. Oh yeah. Yeah, Jamie Dimon just he stays talking. He just like Gary Gensler. He don't believe what he be saying. He just be talking crap. But yeah, it definitely is. They trying to keep I mean, because the thing is what people don't realize when the states has bad news around them, or bad stuff going on, they're not going to mention it. Like, how many would have known? I'm not saying I was the only person talking about it, but how many people would have known about whether they want to say it's routine or it's not a big deal or not? The Russian submarine over in Cuba. Like, how many of y'all would have known about that? The news ain't talking about that. They don't want to. They don't want to talk about anything that makes the states look weak. And once again, they keep trying to say there was routine. But if you go back and look at what Putin was saying, like in that 2 day span, he was saying, "I'm ticked off because they have destroyed stuff on our land. Not only are they messing around in the Ukraine." And messing with our war with Ukraine. Now they have destroyed some of our property in Russia. So therefore, we feel like we should be able to move weapons close enough. So, as a threat or whatever. But the news has I haven't seen the news report that they're not going to talk about that. So it's the same thing. What I was trying to say is with the banking system, a lot of people, banks are losing money. People are stop holding their money in banking, in the bank. Um, of course, as we know, crypto adoption. There's a lot of people. I know we like to think that it's only a few of us, which it is, but there's more than you probably think. A lot more people going into crypto. Banks are losing money. They got so many kind of bank bailouts and all that kind of stuff. That yeah, they definitely just trying to find any way they could do to fund crypto and stable coins or whatever, because they still want that CBDC. What was my lady? Oh, I didn't even look. My lady was giving me some good information this morning. I didn't look it up. Um, can I look at them now? I'm gonna try to talk as I um this was actually good news. My bad, I forgot to pull it up before the stream. I might have to talk about it tomorrow. might have to talk about it tomorrow because I need to. I don't want to talk about it on stream and not know for sure. I'm pretty sure she knows what she's talking about, but I got to read it myself before I bring it on stream. But yeah, they just they just trying to fud stable coins. Eldon said hi, hey, how you doing? Crypto Rose said low risk equals low reward. Like, did that? Hopefully, that made sense. What I was trying to spell out to you, and I was trying to do the math for you too. When you feel like you're losing on 30%, that's the time to buy more because you get 30% more of the token. And then when you get back to the price, actually, I think I did the math a little wrong. But it don't matter. When you get back to the price, you have more of the token or whatever. The name of the game is to hold the most tokens in the most bullish projects, and so that's all you should be focused on. Faith and Chaos said one of the top signals for me will be when Launchpad's mania is in full swing. Tens of projects launching daily. We're still early, long road ahead. Yeah, I don't see people talking about that too. I actually haven't even had that thought myself in probably 6 or 7 months, and that's when I was seeing. I mean, it wasn't the top signal, but I was thinking about it more so when everybody was back shilling Cetify. Like everybody was shilling Cetify or whatever, because gaming had a little run or whatever and stuff, which I knew. And it's crazy. That was like a top signal for gaming at the time, whether people realize it or not. And so everybody was shielding that and stuff. So that's a good top signal for real. I'm glad you said that. Clone Wars Ambient said, do you see XRP as one of these examples you're talking about with influencers farming liquidity, then dipping with their bags? No, those people are just dumb. I hate to say it that way, but some wait a minute, this is a bigger question I thought. Okay, let's say it. I'm gonna be short with it. Number one, some of these people are dumb, and okay, that was me. Let me stop. I'm not gonna say that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say they're dumb. All right, let's go back. Let's rewind. Some of these people are they started channels last bull run when the crypto YouTube thing wasn't oversaturated, and so they have big followings or whatever. And these people really don't know crypto well, to be honest. So some of them really don't know crypto well. They just got big channels, and I'm talking about some of these people got over 300,000, 500,000 subscribers. When I tell you they're not knowledgeable on the crypto space, I promise you, they're not. But they're just shilling it because it's really all they know. And that's how noobish some of these people are. Two, some of them did lose on XRP and they're trying to pump their bags up. And I still think they're a little slow because you're not even big enough to pump something that's 30 billion market cap. So some of it is that some of these people, like I said, what people don't realize is a lot of people made at the beginning of XRP, a lot of these people made a lot of money. Like there was quick X's on XRP, back in the day, and some of them they still haven't let go of that euphoria, and they still holding on to that fangirlishness or whatever about XRP. What I will say is, on the positive side, is XRP is working on a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna say they're not. They are working on a lot of stuff. Some partnerships. They got a lot of good stuff going on, but at the same time, it's a 30 billion market cap. If we were to be bullish about this, a 10x is 300 billion. I'll even be even more. Let me see. Let me get it right. Even more bullish, y'all. I'll say, like I said, XRP does have some pretty good stuff going on, but it's too much if it reaches for me, because right now, and see, we below 50 cents again. How is that? XRP is below 50 cents. It's too big of a market cap. The market cap is 27 billion. I'm gonna call it 30 billion. Even if we get a 20x from here, that's $600 billion. Like you say, you got the people with the whole Casper community. Like, you got to look at these numbers sometimes. When people are telling you the X's that this stuff is going to do, look at how big that market cap has to get and realize that these people are just playing games with you or whatever. But there's a number of things I could say about XRP, man. But I don't think anybody is going to liquidity farm XRP because it's too big. When we talk about liquidity farming, we're talking about stuff that's, at least like 50 million market cap, maybe 500 million. Those that are probably really under 5 billion market cap. Because like I said, you can liquidity farm something that's 2 billion market cap. You can make 10, 20% on that real quick. Once again, if they throwing in $800,000 and they make a quick, excuse me, you throwing $800,000, you make a quick 20x, you made $160,000. You know what you can do with $160,000 on some DGen picks that they're pretending they don't know about, that they're pretending you shouldn't be investing in. Mind you, like I said, some of these people are the VCs and the backers of some of these projects or whatever. Um, and so they know what's going on, whatever. But I don't think XRP is one of the people liquidity farming. I don't think nobody's that. Nah, I mean, even on bullish news, that when XRP had the was that last summer? Dang, time flying. What it ran to, it couldn't even do a full 100%. At that time, I think XRP was sitting at around 51, 52 cents, and as you can see, it's below that now. It said, oh, it's not even on screen, but yeah, it's XRP was at 51, 52 cents then, and then it ran up to, at first it ran up to like 76 cents, which is, you know what I mean? That's like 50%. And then it dropped down some. And I think the height of it was like 80. Why am I guessing when it's on the screen? But I think it went up to like 86 cents maybe at the top. No, see, that's not even there. No, 80, 79.4 cents, but pretty much 80 cents. It couldn't even go a whole 100%. That's how much money it takes to move XRP. That it from 51, it was already over 50. Is it 52 cents? And it still didn't even reach a dollar off that bullish news. It did that quick little whip up. You know, a lot of people they leverage traded it or whatever, and did 20x on it. Well, whatever. But yeah, it takes a lot of money to move XRP. So I don't think nobody's liquidity farming XRP. If they think they can liquidity farm XRP, they need to be on the slow bus for sure. But yeah, somehow I still got up to an hour with skipping stuff. What is more so mindset stuff today? When just make you realize, even when some of these influencers sound real sincere about like, I just don't want you to get wrecked, guys. I just don't want you to jump in the DGen picks that's going to bleed out against the market when you could be, all the trading terms you heard your whole life, you could be performing against the market. And because you've heard these terms so much, and because they've been used by successful traders and they've been in the trading space so long, you kind of believe it. Like, it sounds smart. Like, yeah, I want to perform with the market. So if the DGen picks are bleeding, then I should be getting into something that's going up 20%. What the crap is 20%, y'all? This is crypto, man. Anyway, not financial advice. It's just how I address the market. And as I say, I've used less money to make more money than people in this market. So um, I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than anybody, but all I'm trying to point out to you is how I realize how stuff could sound really legit and like it makes sense. But if you really do the math, like I did the rough math right in front of you guys. Um, what I should have did was counted the amount of tokens that you were holding. That would have been a better way to do the math. But anyway, just I try to show you, like, it seems like it's working against you when people are like, hey, we made, and they can do 8, 10 trades and make 20% here, 20% here, 10% here, 40% here, another 10%, and 60% somewhere. And it seems like they're winning on the trading. But if you hold and your altcoins might be bleeding, but you just throw a little bit of money, keep throwing a little bit of money in there. By the time you get to the same 20x they got, when you get to your 20x, you've made more money than them. Um, you know, hopefully the math worked out. Maybe I'll do a drawing board one of these streams and actually show you on stream so you can actually see me doing the math or whatever. Um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, get you a couple of low risk plays, get you some mid risk plays or whatever. But you only need a few of your low risk plays to really run and to make more money than some of these people, or to make up for it, you know what I'm saying? And to, like, when we talk about hopefully 200x in our entire portfolios or whatever, especially for those that's been with me from the beginning. I know we're going to do that. If you've been with me from the beginning, I know you're going to do that. Because like I said, we're already up on our portfolios. But you might pick 10 plays, right? And let's say six of them do, I'm just throwing out numbers, y'all. I ain't thought about this. So let's say six of them do a 35x, two of them do a 40x. One of them underperforms and only does a 10x. But then you got that one that goes crazy and does a 500x. And when that averages out all together, that's how I'm talking about your whole portfolio, creating that life changing wealth or whatever. Which is why I rather take I got low risk plays, mid risk plays. I call the somewhat DGen plays, and then the super DGen plays, and I spread my bets across those, and and do the money accordingly. You shouldn't be putting your biggest holdings in the most DGen picks or whatever, or whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but it just shows you how it plays out. Just take multiple bets and diversify yourself or whatever. to make sure you cover your bases. But I don't know what's going on here. I feel like I'm trying to catch a cramp. What the world is going on here? Anyway, if you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozo. Hopefully I didn't talk your ear off too much. You understood what I was saying today. But yeah, patreon.com/cryptozo. Just went over an hour, but it's cool. And I'm gonna catch y'all next time.